welcome back to another weekly session. Hope everyone had a great weekend so far. We're back with another recap. What happened last week, um, and what we traded so far. So hopefully this finds you well. Be useful as always. I mean that's my goal, and I'm trying to give as much as information that we get from market every day that we trade. So this way it will kind of give you guys a better idea of what exactly we trade, we focused on, and how we narrow down and do all that. So my goal is to really educate people, and making sure that everyone's are doing okay with the market. Everyone's learning something, and if they want to financially shift their career to become a full-time trader, or they're planning to just even start, so that way they can have a better idea of what exactly going on, what markets that it can gives you, and all those stuff. um, and without obviously without having a proper education, um, definitely it's a lot harder. But right now with everything, you can really learn. It's just the matter of time. It's just a matter of how much time you're going to put in, how much efforts, and all those uh, good stuff that really comes down to your dedication, to be able to build that discipline, because trading is all about discipline. And if you're not going to build that and really not focus on that one, you're going to hurt. You're going to hurt yourself and down the road. I mean, everything is like a cycle. You go up and down. There's gonna be a lot of failure, but at the end of the day, at the end of the tunnel, there's a good light that all of us can benefit from it, and all of us can achieve it. So yeah, that's always the mindset you should have, and understand every single day what exactly happened, so you can kind of create this good habit from uh, just trading. Just trading in general can give you this good habit that you might shift all those bad habits to really just dedicating, focusing on good habits. Like trading really helps me to change in so many ways, on my day to day life. So it's not just about the money. It's more about the lifestyle that you're creating for yourself. It's about how much you really can learn, as a life lesson, and all those kind of things. It does really have those good benefits as well. Even if you're not going to make tons of money, um, you definitely learn so much value from just market in general. Learn so much value that you can apply to your life. So that's a good thing about it. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get our recap for our watch list this week. Let's get into that. Our watch list is going to be obviously small, but tons of uh, new stuff happened last week. So I'm going to talk about those. Before that, as a disclaimer, this is all about education purposes. This is not an investment advice. So if you're not comfortable with it, move on. Don't watch it. Or if you're comfortable learning something new or learning something, um, I mean, increase your knowledge in education level, this is for you. So last week we had a crazy stuff that have been going on. Obviously, we had the week before it, we had CPI came in, and then last week, the Treasury announced that the debt limit reached to 31 trillion dollars. So I mean that is a very enormous number that people cannot really understand how this exactly work. But the government tried to obviously come up with the extraordinary measures. That's what they said. Treasury said. So they might pause or halt these defaults until June, July. I think that's a time frame they're allowed to do. Other than that, I mean, that's always the case, but it's a matter of how farther that America can really go, under that. I mean, this is a massive one, and you cannot simply move on from it. There must be some solution, and they always come up with the exceeding the ceiling, but increasing the ceiling level, but it's just it's very unfortunate that they cannot really solve this issue, come up with the ideas. As we seeing, like, so many people are comes and go, working for treasuries, working for government, come up with the idea, but unfortunately, um, nothing happened yet. So hopefully this will solve, because there's gonna be a lot of unfortunate defaults, and then the credit risks. There's gonna be liquidity risk, so many other things that it's going to affect. So you got to keep that in mind, and be safe that during this downturn that we're going to. So yeah, this is one thing that happened. Is a major thing that happened last week. Unfortunately, uh, we have no control over it unless something different happened. And also, yeah, I think that was it. And then we had yeah, we didn't have much going on, except the home sales dropped as expected. The annual rate of 4.2 million units, estimated of 3.96 million unit pace, but November figures was adjusted downward to 4.8 million units. So that's also another um, you know uh, news that came out last week, and that's pretty much it. But coming back to our trade, small caps trade. We had few good runners, and few very suspicious runners. As you guys can see, this GNS we had on Friday. Massive short to squeeze happened. uh, I think we were trading this. We were having this on Thursday, but it run up until the next day. Obviously, the Thursday the stock was trading at pretty much micro penny, 80 cents, right around that range. And then I knew that there's gonna be a lot of shorts at the $1 area, and it's just poofed out of them, like went from one squeeze from 110 to, I think it went right about 150, and then halted up, start to have that kind of halt festival going on right here, and then squeeze back up. And then the news just came out. I think during that time there wasn't any news. That's why people were concerned what's going on. Short traders, obviously, and the news came out. I believe the news came out on 19th, so January 19th. So yeah, January 19th, it came out that Genius Group, Genius Group, which is GNS, rallies more than 200% after a point former FBI director to investigate alleged naked short selling. So I'll give you guys a brief understanding of what exactly the naked short selling. Naked short selling basically means you when you short, you borrow shares. But when you do naked short selling, you basically did not borrow shares, uh, but you traded. I mean, it happens. There wasn't any existent inventory to give to these traders or investors whoever done this. So that's a complete illegal action, and it's something that they need to investigate. And what exactly? I mean, that was the major thing that happens with the GNS, and it had that massive shorty squeeze. Because I think obviously with all these stuff that are going on, there's going to be a lot of covering, and those people that who did other stuff with this naked short, they wanted to get rid of those shares, obviously, that they didn't own. So that caused the stock to pump, and a lot of other FOMOs and other things that went into place, and a lot of shorts stops. The people that shorted at the lower range on Thursday, they also kind of like blew out. I mean, that's always the case. That's always happened. I mean, this is not something new. Um, but obviously, it is something very unique to look at because we haven't seen something come up with this news. At least I haven't seen it for a while. Obviously, the naked short is very famous. I'm very familiar with the concept of it, and it happens a lot. But recently you don't see that much. So that was the headline of all these GNS, HLBZ, same thing with HLBZ. The companies that both decided to start an investigation on all these massive shorts going on with their company. Why their companies are getting shorted massively, and I mean obviously it's concerning for the from the company's perspective, but obviously for as a trader and investor perspective, they always wanted to take profit, make money out of it. They don't really care about the companies that has that much market cap. So that's one thing to always to keep that in mind. And also I saw this interesting one that the CEO posted the tweet. He tweeted regarding this situation. Tweeted that 124 million GNS shares sold short yesterday. Either the clever shorters kept borrowing our 10 million shares, which is their float, 10 million shares only available to the public, but obviously this amount of shares exceeded above that, so that considered as a naked short, which is completely illegal. Buying back higher and repeating every 30 minutes. So that's something to keep that in mind. You definitely wanted to watch and see what exactly going on, what's going to happen with this thing. And that was the update from the CEO of the company, of the GNS. So it was it was very interesting to see that the CEOs actually taking action regarding this. A lot of CEOs and these manipulated companies, small caps company, they don't really do much. They either part of the manipulation, or fraud, and some of them are have, like this guy, have some moral obligation or something to to the company. That's why he decided to just break through all this stuff. So you got to keep that in mind. I mean, we're just see if this trend continues. Obviously, it's not going to be hot that much, but it is something that you should kind of look at, and probably we might see. I would assume uh, there will be a possibility of few other tickers, other companies that probably come up in the upcoming week to come up with the same kind of news, because we had this HLBZ same as this one. I also put HLBZ on our back pocket watch list. They really traded. At the same time, it was a great sympathy trade with GNS. Every tick that GNS dropped, HLBZ dropped. I think they had not identical. They're not even in the same sector. Um, but the chart was very trading pretty much the same, same way. So yeah, that was something to really you could really take advantage of. I think the sympathy were much more identical during the Friday time, during the last Friday, not the Thursday. So yeah, I put GNS up here. Overall, the company just had that massive kind of news going on, and after that, 545 hit, shorts took over as expected, dropped this back to $2.80. So this is something that we always see. Everyone has to eat, but overall, so far, still hold that range. I want to see if we're going to see much more activities on these. That's why I put it up there. It's tradable. Possibly if there would be volume in the upcoming week. So this is something to watch for. So that's why I put it up there. I think it went pretty much 200%. Yeah, 200%, over 200%. As also the headline said, and we had it on our Friday and Thursday as well. So yeah, I would look for this. If it's gonna die, you know, if nothing's happened with the news, uh, definitely volume will fade out. I don't think we would see much things going on because the news is very interesting, so it can brought to so many traders and investor attentions by the coming week. So we'll see how this goes. And then on the next, I have LYT, which was also another runner on Friday. This one is actually an IPO, but it had that great gap on Friday. The reason that I decided to put it on the watch list is the stock has room. The stock has room. It's a low floater, obviously, and so much um, I'm assuming that there would be much pump on this one as the insider want to kind of exit their position. I think they were they have yeah, the company has like 85% insider ownership, and a lot of insiders are down pretty much 90% of their uh, you know stock position. So it's pretty hefty. So what they want to do is just take an exit in any way that possible. Possibly run it up, exit it, or buy it back. That's another thing to assume. So that's why I'm kind of like looking for. I think there's some juice left on this one. It was just the first day, Friday. If not, these things can just trade sideways and trade flat, and nothing's gonna happen with it. So we're probably gonna ignore that. I'm not gonna even look at that. But since the IPO stock, the lockup period expired actually on December 12th. So that lockup period means that the insiders are restricted to sell their position. So that's something to keep that in mind. It already expired on December 12th. So those are the stuff that I'm kind of looking for. I did not see any other of cash position, or they have enough cash, obviously. That's one thing to keep that in mind. They don't have any offering at the moment. So those are the good things to look at overall in stock. There's not much information for this one, as it's pre IPO. I think it's IPO'd in June. Public offering was on June 17th. So yeah, that's something to keep that in mind. I put it on the watch list because I want to see if there would be any other gaps with this. So for the possible um, long long trade on this one. So we'll see how this goes. But so far, it's really faded out. Death cross and all this, great setup for short happen overall on 2270, 227. Uh, but I'll see how this. I want to see this things really can get more attention. If not, we're just gonna move on. And last one, I have COSM, which was our last week Friday runner. This thing was actually interesting enough. It at the open, it just faded out, died down, and just revived back from the news. At I think the news released at 12 Eastern time. So right after the news, it just pumped back up, gap open, huge volume surge. So that was something to really look at. I completely disregard the whole move and whole action on this one. After I saw this market open faded down, I didn't really want to waste my time on the Friday to just look for something that is going to die down. But you see, you never know what's gonna happen. It doesn't matter if it's Friday, if it's Thursday. Normally, when I say it's fast money Friday, you don't want to really sit down, look for all these tickers, and trade until like afternoon. You probably want to trade in the pre-market, open, and just call it a day. You don't want to sit down, waste your whole Friday, be 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 worried about the trade, forced trade, and have a position to swing over a weekend. I mean, if you don't have any plan, obviously, that's definitely something I do suggest you guys don't do that. It's not worth it. There's better opportunities and different dates, but Fridays are it's fast money Friday. You don't want to really stick around too much, but other than that, the stock actually okay, but sometimes happen. On the Friday, you see this press release comes out at the later time, so you also want to make sure that you're not getting to the FOMO part. It's already late. There's not going to be a bunch of traders. But in this case with COSM, we had much volume to pump this stock really back to up $3 from that 350 up to up pretty much $4. So that's another thing to look at. I think this was our last ticker on the top gainer list. Number one on the top gainer list. So that's why I decided to put it on the watch list. We're probably definitely going to see much more activities for coming week. The news that they came out was COSM Health extends and updates its agreement to acquire Zeep Doctor. So it's an accusation. That's always good news for a company. They the news basically means they're expanding. They're adding to their revenue. They're adding to their market cap. So these are the good stuff to pick from the news. But yeah, CUSM technical side so far reached that that $4 pump are already there, and I do have 721 and 770 777 as a resistance. So these are the areas that I'm probably looking for to watch out, making sure that it's not gonna really fake out. If there's gonna be if we're going to see that double top, triple top, I won't really waste my time on it. But if we are going to see a gap up like whatever happened exactly what happened in the afternoon Friday, sorry, lunch hour Friday. If the same kind of a pattern happened again, I would look for the breakout to see if there's an opportunity to scalp and ride it much higher than 770 possibly. So that's a goal. That's kind of my idea towards it. And last one, not at least one, the Coinbase, as I mentioned last week in our weekly watch list. I'm looking for the great entry. I think we had this. When was it? Pretty much, yeah, last week. Uh, Stock went up to 57, pretty much. Oops, no, I have to go back more. Yes, there we go. Um, yeah, this was the time, right? So the stock went back to 57, and then I was looking for that pullback, that big pullback happened. Exactly what I wanted. Death cross, build that lower high. All of a sudden went to 48. Actually, I think max was 048, and then set up. Build another setup. That's what I was looking for, and I build up my position on Friday right around 50. My average is actually is 50.07 on this one right now. So it's great. Right after my position, it went up 11% already in one day. So, but my goal is not day trade this. It's our swing trade, and I would follow these as long as the trend continues with the crypto stuff. I think the crypto reaction recently with the Bitcoin and all that, it was because of the as far as I kind of understand, it was because of the FAA mistake happened with the um, airports. They had to deal something with the government needs to buy some crypto to pay off the hackers that they had some situation going on with the FAA and all the recent news regarding the computer shutdown on the um, airport towers and all that. So I'm not clear. I'm not really sure, but I think that was the headline. So that's something to keep that in mind. It could be very temporary. So I want to have that mentality towards it. Obviously, it is a swing, but it's not going to be very very long term. I would take my profit, take partial of my profit in a coming Monday and Tuesday if this 55 range hold. If it's gonna touch back to the previous high and then pull back, I want to see if it's gonna really build that support right around like 54, 53 range. If not, it's probably gonna crash back down to the 48 level. So I don't want to see that. It could happen, and kind of create that triple top on the 30 minutes and 1 hour obviously. If that's going to happen, I want to see more volume, more activities on this one. Overall, the Coinbase it's not as bad as other exchanges. It's regulated, as I mentioned last week. I mean, it's somewhat it's regulated, so it's not fully regulated, but it's better than what happened with the reputation of crypto because of far FTX. So yeah, that's in the swing ideas pretty much, and what I'm looking for is to see if this trend continues. So I can continue with the move. Otherwise, exit plans will be my priority. So yeah, that's it for this week. Hope you guys enjoy it and ready for the next another brand new week. So I'll keep you guys posted in the channel, and update you guys with all the trades in the upcoming week. Take care, teams, and talk to you guys soon.